Okay, hello everybody. My name is James Orlando Ogle, and I am a candidate for President of the United States of America with the Libertarian Party. And this is kind of my official kickoff. So thank you very much for coming and being here. And I'm running for president basically to bring proportional representation into the forefront because I think it's a very worthy cause.
I think we're good.
Okay, you wanna?
Oh, I'm ready to order.
We do have one more, but don't worry. Yeah. If you have a meal, do like a separate check. And then if you want to do drinks, just put them on the same. And then we'll just square it on the drinks. That'd be perfect.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
I'll have the
Yeah, keep
California omelet.
So you're talking to the world right now, or Libertarian. So look at the camera too. Think of
Okay,
it like
yeah.
you're talking to the public.
Well, I got involved. I've been involved. I come from a long history. I'm related to the first governor of Maryland, Benjamin Ogle. First and second, he hung out with George Washington. And my grandfather and father were, I like to think of as civil rights activists in Birmingham, Alabama. And I grew up in that, and I protested a little when I was 15, but it was in 1983 to 86, we were running candidates, got involved with Clint Eastwood and Ronald Reagan. He ran for mayor against our team in 1986 for mayor of Carmel. And I became interested in 89. I got hit by the 89 earthquake, and the federal government demolished my building. It was like 100,000 loss for myself. So I decided to run for city council of Santa Cruz in 1992. And that's when I found out about pure proportional representation. It's like an algebraic equation. I don't know if anyone has anyone heard about pure proportional representation, where it's mathematically, say the Libertarian Party got 12% of the total votes, then they get 12% of the Congress or the Senate. It's always mathematically proportional. And the way it works is when you vote, instead of an X, you have to go number 1, number 2, number 3, etc. You absolutely must use ranked choice numerals. And it changes the math. Instead of adding up the most votes, the most votes that wins, it creates an algebraic equation so that once you reach a certain percentage, you win a seat, and it's the same percentage across the way. So with the Electoral College, for example, since there's 538 seats, in order to have an equal threshold for all 538 electors across the U.S., so that they're all equals, it would be total 538 plus 1 is 539. 1 divided by 539 is about 1/5 of 1%. So all 538 electors can be elected across the U.S. with simultaneous votings with the same exact mathematical threshold. And so that's what I'm doing with the Proportional Representation Electoral College. Simply by writing your state by your name, when everyone votes, we know where to distribute the electors state by state under the Constitution. And so that's what I'm trying to bring in my presidential campaign. In addition to that, the Ballot Anti-Censorship Act by one of the Libertarian Party founders, D. Frank Robinson, it's to make it to where no one gets censored when they're on the ballot with their party name, such as Libertarian. And so on the Electoral College, I want to, all the people I sign up, you can be whatever party you wish, like good Republicans, good Democrats, make up your own party, and building the Electoral College. When we bring it to the Libertarian Convention, I want all the somehow our new people that we sign up to join with the Libertarian Party within their laws and guidelines, and maybe someday they'll be able, accept it even though they're not that actual party. Right now we can accept independents as a voting libertarian or libertarians. So I'm proclaiming to be with the one party. So to bring the three-party system, we all need to bring at least 3 or more parties. And so you get involved with not just one party, but more than one, or independents. Like I'm trying to proclaim the one party. I was running president with the Green Party, and I've switched to dues payer with the Libertarian Party and registered Libertarian Party. So you can even the Libertarian and Green and Independents as Americans on the Electoral College, we're free to get involved with other parties. And basically, to bring the unity, you have to sort of demonstrate that you can work with people not like you. And so it's kind of like reverse identity politics. You try to vote for people not like you, like a woman is not like us men, or a Democrat or Republican is not like a Libertarian. You try to find ways to work with everybody, the 100%. And under proportional representation, the 100% gets represented. Then, when you want to vote on decisions, you use a decision ballot. I have this blank ballot as well. I'll try to get your votes. The way this works is the same way. You have to use numerals, number 1, number 2, number 3, and then when you add them up, any items by the whole team that gets a simple majority, 50% plus 1, is considered approved by the team. So the mathematics, 50%, one vote breaks a 50-50 tie. That's key, and everything is built. These are new mathematics. They didn't have it when the Constitution was written. Proportional representation and simple majority rule. This was developed by a Swiss physicist around the 1900s, Edward Hagenbach Bischoff. And it's the same mathematics where one vote breaks a 50-50 tie. But when you elect names, it's only 2 or more names. And instead of a 50-50 tie, it's a 3-way tie where 2 people win, a 33.33-way tie. So president and vice president just happens to be a 2-member district. So if you use ranked choice voting with president and vice president, you can bring the 3-party system. But the only thing is, it has to be not 2 people of the same party, like 2 libertarians or 2 Republicans or 2 Democrats. In a 2-member district, to bring the 3-party system, you have to be 2 different parties working for a 2-party seat. So by me proclaiming to be one party, I can run on a vice presidential for a Libertarian Party candidate as their vice presidential candidate to be the Libertarian one, where he or she is the Libertarian, I proclaim to be the one. So I like the Libertarian one because our first election, a Libertarian won, Harry Brown, on April 1st, 1995. It was voting on the internet. We had 125 consecutively ranked presidential candidates of 25 different political parties who I wrote and contacted. Harry Brown, the Libertarian, won. And then in 2012, I decided to run for president again with the Libertarian Party, and I won the only primary that fell before the national convention, the Libertarian Party primary of Missouri. I won, my name, James Ogle, with 52.8%, and Gary Johnson was on that ballot as a Republican. It was before the convention. But in this case, the California Libertarian won. So I like the sound of that, where the Libertarian won, and we can do other unique things like putting other people ahead of us with consecutively rankings under ranked choice voting, because it elects a team, so you bring team psychology. And so that's basically what my campaign is. I'm trying to bring a woman for president. I've been contacting a lot of female presidential candidates. We have 4 from the Libertarian Party, 2 from the Green Party. We're looking for more female candidates. And I feel like the successful strategy is to put a woman as number 1, and with consecutively ranked alternating genders, us men. And when they see us generating teamwork, maybe they'll consider collaborating and put a male as number 1 with a woman as vice president. And so to reciprocate. But if you look at the Libertarian Electoral College now, like Missouri, where I won, there's 10 electors, 9 of them are male, and only 1 female. So women don't really have much of power in Missouri. So if we ask the 9 men to consider voting for the best woman, we could probably easily elect a female.
James, can I ask you a question? Do you have time for a couple of quick questions?
Yeah, okay, I'm all done. Let me go for questions.
Let me see if we have any questions for James from anyone here, and then we'll take them from the audience. You guys have any questions? Are you totally confused, or you understand what he's saying? That's okay, believe me. I was very confused the first time James explained it to me.
I'll ask you a question. You obviously think that this is superior to things like IRB. Could you give us reasons why?
Well, it is IRV, instant runoff voting for names for 2-member districts or more. But like California understands IRV like San Francisco, it's 11 single winner districts. So
Right.
it's done correctly. IRV is done correctly in Cambridge, Massachusetts. We call that pure proportional. It's a 9-member district at large. If you get 1/10 of the votes, you get 1 over 10 seats. But in San Francisco, it's done as 9 single winner districts. Only the biggest party wins in each of the districts. As you know, only the biggest always wins with 50% plus 1 guaranteed. And so if you have a lot of good candidates, it doesn't create a split vote problem for the biggest party. So the second biggest can't win under IRV and single winner districts. It's a one-party system because only the biggest party always wins 100% of the time, guaranteed. But when you add 2 or more, like president, vice president, or as in Cambridge with a 9-member district, it's a multi-winner district. So it brings that teams, it is IRV, but it brings team psychology. One person is like static or a roadblock, but 2 or more is dynamic. That's what brings unity, is like a team of 2. With one person, it's like they're trying to be better than everyone, like vote for me, I'm better than everyone. But when you try to be a team, vice president and president together, it can be more of a teamwork. Right. So it's team psychology comes with 2 or more.
Now let's see if we get any questions from the. Any more questions here?
Oh, follow up on that. Okay, so how would, say, with the state legislature, where you have districts, how would the members of the state legislature be picked? I mean, here you represent your district.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have counties. We don't have enough counties, by the way. Texas. You know how many counties are in Texas? Take a guess.
204?
You know what? I think you're right.
Do they ever add them? Or they're set now? Have they like added more and said, "Hey, let's cut
No.
They just have
It's just always been they have.
Well, you always want.
They have hundreds of counties. So
Yeah.
how would proportional representation apply to the state legislature?
Yeah, that's a good question.
You can give me another.
That's a good one. How do you cut up the legislature, James?
I'll try.
How the hell do you sell it to the people?
What's the wild thing? I like.
I'll answer. I'll go ahead and answer. I'll answer the question.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Go ahead. You're recording.
Okay. Okay. All elections must be done at large under pure proportional representation. So anywhere where you have an election, like Pope or Assembly or Congress or President, it's all the seats at large simultaneously. So in what you're asking for the state of California, if there's a 52 state assembly, it's the whole state simultaneously at large for the whole state. Anyone who gets 152nd or 153rd of the votes gets one of the 52 seats. So it's a very low threshold, 153rd
So
of the
it would no
votes.
longer be geographical. It'd be, if I hear you right, because this stuff, it would still get my head around it. So you would take the top, like 60 or so that make the threshold, and those go into your legislature. But
Right,
here's
but
how
let
it
me
works.
point out- no,
you
wait,
bring
wait,
in all
wait.
those different minorities,
Right,
so you have so many flavors in the legislature. Instead of one Democrats on it, your taxes are going up. That's it. We got 2/3. So this way, if they take the top, whatever number that is to hit the threshold, I think is that, am I reading that right, James?
Well,
'Cause
yeah,
you always
it's a
confuse
low
me every time
threshold.
I
But
talk
say
to you.
you're someone who lives near you. You want someone in your district. Your people.
I'm thinking more about how people in rural counties are going to.
Well, see,
How
everyone
do
can
they
vote
go?
for anyone. If they want someone near themselves, they vote for them as number one. But if they want someone across the state because they're ideological or whatever reason, everyone has their own reason. So you could live anywhere. If you just because they live near you doesn't mean you want them to represent you on the state. You're voting for a state district, someone to represent you. Everyone has their own reasons. Districts limit you to only people who near you, but if you do it at large, you could vote for some, like for example, Libertarian at large. They don't have to they can or cannot. It's exactly reflective whatever your interests are, whoever you put number one. Does that answer your question? In other words, you don't have to put someone in a district to represent them.
This would eliminate gerrymandering.
In pretty much all, it would be all at large everywhere. Gerrymandering, it's a solution for gerrymandering. Yeah, it's a civil rights issue. If you want better civil rights, eliminate one-party system, single winner districts. Eliminate gerrymandering and do it at large, and it's mathematical and dry, so it's not, you don't gerrymander. Okay.
You all set?
How are we doing on time?
No, I gotta cut you off.
Okay.
I wanna
Is that
start,
it?
but yeah, you're
Okay, sorry, thank
You
you.
did great. So
Thank you,
everybody,
everyone.
James Ogle, if you guys like pure proportional representation type libertarians, he's that libertarian, okay? He's that pure proportional representation libertarian, as Mark Feldman used to say. And so that's your presidential candidate, if that's what you need. James Ogle, folks. He's also an artist. Look at this artwork. He's got some great artwork back here. He's really a great artist. So if you guys need some artwork, I'm sure he can design something online, help you out. He's great. He's great.
She is a Marvel actress, by the way, and she is an attorney, libertarian attorney, and heavy metal leader. They're running for president also.
Yeah. All right, James Ogle, everybody. Let's give him a hand, everybody.
Thank you.
Give him a hand.
Thank you.
Okay, so now let's get back over. Okay, guys.